Welcome to Unity of Springfield. We recognize that many people who walk through our doors have come from backgrounds of religious trauma. We want you to know that Unity holds no dogma. We believe that everyone has been born into original blessing, that you are worthy just by the virtue of the fact that you have been born into this life. What you'll find here is you're going to find a community that opens its arms and loves you and embraces you just as you are. So trust that you are in a good place today. Trust that you're going to hear messages that are going to only uplift and expand you. Welcome home.
And now it's time for another send-off for Sue.
Hi, Sue. Well, I hear you are retiring. How could you? We just met. I am so blessed to have met you, and I'm so honored to be part of this next step and to watch you grow and fly away into this new chapter into your life. In the few months that I've been coming here, you have inspired and ignited a new passion in my spiritual journey and path, and I thank you for that so much. You are definitely a sister of the light. And I also see that your congregation that you have been serving for so many years love you so, so, so much, and you love them as much in return. And that's another beautiful thing to experience and to be a part of. So I found a poem online, and I thought it was appropriate, and it's called You Will Be Missed, and it's by C.A. Lynch. You will be missed, dear Sue, beyond measures, a guide, a friend, a spiritual treasure. May your retirement be blessed and bright, filled with joy, serenity, and God's light. In the quiet moments, reflections of the past, may you find peace, joy, and love that will last. Wishing you blessings as you retire, a life well lived. You truly are admired. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sue. And may God bless you and Paul as you continue this beautiful journey that you're on called life. Namaste.
Hi, everybody. This message is for Sue, and I just wanted to say I'm so glad that I started coming to Unity 3 years ago, and thank you, Sue, for all that you have done for me personally and for everybody else in the congregation. Congratulations on your retirement. You definitely deserve it, and I hope that you and Paul go on some wonderful adventures together. Take care. God bless you. And namaste.
And now it's time for another send-off for Sue.
Hello, it's Daniel here in Orange County, California. I don't actually know whether I am talking to just you, Sue, or whether I'm talking to you and your entire community there in Springfield, but either way, I wanted to go on the record and say congratulations and best of luck, and thank you for all your years of support and encouragement and ministry there in Springfield, and all of its impact on my life. You know, and I have said it on stage and I've said to you privately, you know that your community is a special place to visit for me. And I visit a lot of them, and yours has a little special sauce. And I know that that special sauce all these years has been, among other things, and there are other things, but has been you. And the graciousness and the professionalism and the kindness and the warmth and the clarity, you've got a full package there of things that you have brought to your community and to me. So I personally want to thank you for all the times you have welcomed me so beautifully and lovingly and graciously into your home away from home. And I thought I would sing you a song before I say goodbye. I didn't know you were retiring, and I'm sad that if and when I get a chance to visit Springfield again, which I certainly intend to do, that you won't be there. But I absolutely know that all the rest you're about to have, all the quiet time, whatever it is, all the travel, whatever you're planning, the crocheting, I don't know, all of it is well earned for the number of people and the number of years you have served and you have intended to do good by the people in your life and by the city in which you live. I mean, it's a life of service. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and you are an exceptional model for that. So here's a song to send you off, and congratulations. And I will personally miss you, and I know many, many more will too. And that's all. Happy retirement. Bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is never coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before. Broken hearts and slamming doors. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do, yeah. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new. If this is my last song, if this is my final day, if tomorrow I'll be gone, what do I want to say? If this is my last song, if it's my time to go, when my body's moved on, what will I have to show? Oh, but fortune and fame, they scatter to the wind. The things that make a name just don't skies a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. Have I given hope to the hopeless? Has a hungry soul been fed? Has a child stood a little bit taller 'cause of something that I said? Have I left a little kindness? Have I eased a little pain? If so, then I'm glad I came. For that, I'm so glad I came. If this is my last song, what do I leave behind? What do I pass on if I am out of time? Thank you, Sue.
Welcome to Unity of Springfield. Our celebration service begins in just 2 minutes. Hey, it's that time of the month again. We have Friendship Sunday just around the corner. And when you think about the word Friendship Sunday, that means bring a friend with you. Encourage them to come and experience what Unity is about. Bring a dish to share. And if you don't bring a friend, try to sit with somebody that you don't know so that you can create a new friend. So join us for Friendship Sunday.
It's a church that works for everyone.
I know, right? Cool. If you would join us in Unity's statement of faith, together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
I wanted to give a Planet Unity update. So a week after the event, I'm finally caught up on rest. I hope you all are too, because it was a lot. The yard sale one weekend and then Planet Unity the next weekend. Got it, yeah. So we had to move it all inside. Logistically, it took us a minute to figure it all out, but we did it. And it was amazing. It was awesome. And I am very happy to say that our profit, after our expenses were subtracted, is almost what it was last year at $10,500. So the fact that we even came close to what we did last year outdoors is amazing. I want to take a minute, though. We have to recognize the people that made this happen. That is a lot of money, guys, to make in a weekend inside this building. So I would like for the committee, if you were on the planning committee and came to all the meetings, we're here through the whole event, please stand up. And that's Lacey and Paul. They were in charge of the food. Lacey isn't here, but she was in the kitchen. Paul was on the front end. We have John Russ did all the music. Mitch was an amazing MC. Darcy was on sound. Carolyn Clark did our silent auction. Please stand up. We have Candace did all of our social media and our advertising. She's not here. And her daughter Thea was amazing. Amy, of course, did our Unity booth and helped me plan all of this. Mary, amazing, does right there with me through the whole thing. Rachel and Jen, Alan, Carla, you guys were there for whatever we needed. Where are they? I know they're in here. Stand up. All the donations you brought in, it's amazing. Celine, you guys helped with the kids area, Jen and Rachel. And then I know there's Nancy, Jennifer, Brenda, Saul, all of you guys that were just here throughout helping. You didn't even ask a question, just what do you need me to do? And you did it. So all of you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And go ahead and mark your calendar. Thank you, thank you. Go ahead and mark your calendar for next year, April 17th and 18th, and a beautiful day.
She asked me to wait until she could get back there to her slides. So that's why there's a little hesitation. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. It's so good to see everybody that's here and some faces we haven't seen for a while. We love it. And good morning to everyone on live streaming. We welcome you, whether you're on live streaming or here in the sanctuary, and we hope someday you will be able to come join us here in the sanctuary. If anyone is present or viewing for the first time, we welcome you, and we hope you'll join us again. There are forms in the back of the chairs that you can fill out to give us your information. We aren't going to knock on your door or anything like that. We just like to know how you found out about us and many other things. Also, Linda Kittle is standing back there. She is our ambassador for the day, and she has a packet of information, a coffee mug for you, and can answer any questions if you're new and have questions about Unity, what we do here, and what we believe. Please check in on Facebook. Make sure everybody knows that you are here. And then if you would silence your phone. When I went to silence my phone this morning, I'd never turned it on all week long from last Sunday. Simone asked me to share with you a thank you for all who donated to the boutique, who helped, who purchased, and it's looking like we came in around $900, which is a little more than we usually do. So we're very pleased with that. Today's beautiful flowers are provided by Mary and Sue Hilsaback-Huber in honor of Sue. Sue, here's their message to you. Our gratitude for your presence in our lives is limitless. Thank you for showing up as your authentic self in your joy, your grief, and your trials. It gave all of us permission and courage to do the same. We have watched you guide this ministry with grace and generosity of spirit, always leading by example. You didn't ask anyone to do something you weren't willing to do for yourself, And seeing how present you are with others inspires us to be that for each other. You'll never know how much it means to us that you stand up for and support us, even when it's hard and others don't agree. And lastly, thank you for your deep and abiding friendship. It's one of our greatest joys. We can't wait to hear all the hilarious stories you and Paul will have to tell us about your new adventures. We love you huge, dear friend. I just want to say that I did let, I can't even think of his name now. Who sang? Daniel Namod. I let Daniel and Denise Rosier and a few of the people that we've had here just know that this was coming. And Daniel sent that without I didn't ask him to do it. He just did it. And that's how much he loves Sue and all of us, I think. Please join me in the mission statement together. Our mission is to encourage and inspire spiritual and personal growth by empowering each other to be authentically all that we came here to be. Let's speak together the affirmation for today's daily word. I welcome change. At times, everyone meets with change. Sometimes it is a welcome change, sometimes not. A young person entering a new school may look forward to it, or she may be anxious about it. The man whose work entails a move from one city to another may find his family welcoming or resisting the change. The person retiring by choice or because of company policy may welcome or dread the change. We have within us the power to make every change a change for good, to find growth and unfoldment in every change. If change comes our way, let us lift up our hearts and our faith and look for the blessing in it. Change may help us grow in compassion and understanding. It may lead to our participation in that which is unusual, stimulating, challenging. The dictionary gives one definition for change as a set of fresh clothes to replace those in use. We can think of change as a different way of clothing ourselves in a fresh set of new ideas and experiences. The scripture is Ecclesiastes 3:1. Please join me. For everyone there is a season, and for a time every matter under heaven. Let's repeat the affirmation together. I welcome change. As Sue rings the prayer bowl, please hold the following people in prayer for their highest good: Jim, G, Steve, Carolyn, Peggy, Ron, Robert, Bob, Joel, Michelle, Gage, Shina, Mitchell, Rita, Jeannie Ann, Susan, Oakley, Shyla, and anyone that you would like to bring into our prayers today. Let's sing our thoughts or prayers.
Listen to what you say. Seek a higher consciousness. State of peacefulness. And know that God is always there. And every thought becomes As the sounds and vibrations coming from our prayer bowl fill the sanctuary, allow them to be absorbed into your bodies, minds, and souls. Become aware of the Christ presence that dwells within each and every one of us. Take a deep breath, visualizing your oneness with Spirit. Send and receive hope, peace, love, and joy to all the people around you and extending to every person on this earth. Focus your mind in this very room as we begin to relax our minds and bodies, centering for prayer and meditation. Beginning at the crown of your head, release tension in your mind and body. Follow your focus to your forehead, eyes, ears, lips, tongue, and jaw. Breathe. Follow your attention to your neck and shoulders, down through your arms, wrists, and fingers, intentionally relaxing as you go. Move down through your spine and lower back, your thighs, calves, ankles, knees, and toes. Remind yourself to relax and let go. Taking a deep breath and release. We affirm the highest and best for the names on the prayer list, for healing, prosperity, guidance, safety, and peace of mind. We embrace these prayers for ourselves, our families, and our friends, and out to every person. We affirm this or something better. We surround the world and our country, our personal friends and family, with love and light. We support diversity, equity, and inclusion for all. We support peace and harmony in the Middle East, Ukraine, Africa, Asia, and South America. We visualize food, healthcare, and shelter for those in need here and around the world. We visualize basic needs met, inner peace and happiness for all. We bless those in areas where tornadoes and flooding have damaged their homes and businesses, upheaval to their lives. May they receive any and all help they need to return them to a normality of life. We remain calm, peaceful, and loving, leading to justice, fairness, and security in our country. We forgive those we believe have transgressed against us knowingly and unknowingly. We forgive ourselves for any regrets of our own. We clear any blocks to our well-being, our minds, or to our flow of love and prosperity for ourselves, to our families, and anyone or anything that we may hold in judgment or resentment. We are assured by the words of Jesus that we are loved, we are whole, perfect, and complete, just as we are. We choose to love ourselves and know that we are worthy of all good. We choose to bless others with our love and our light as we spread gratitude for life, health, abundance, loving relationships, harmony, and inner peace. We choose to contribute from a loving heart to a consciousness of oneness. When change comes our way, let us lift up our hearts and our faith and look for the blessing in it. Resting in the silence, let us be open to guidance and inspiration for anything or anyone weighing heavy on our minds in the silence.
Good morning. Good to see all of you here today. I see some faces I haven't seen in a while, and it's just so good to see you. I see some new faces. I can't see your faces online, but I'm so grateful that you're here. And I just want to tell you that somehow in my mind, I thought, I'm going to slide through these next 3 weeks. I'm not going to be emotional. Do you know how many times I had to clean my glasses this morning because of the tears? Thank you guys so much. And for your beautiful messages that you gave me, and Kat for putting that together, and Daniel Namod. Oh my gosh, like who gets Daniel to sing songs to him personally? Oh my gosh, if you weren't here in time to see that, I encourage you to go and watch it online because it was so beautiful. So a pirate walks into the bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. What happened? You look terrible." He says, "What do you mean? I'm fine." The bartender says, "But what about that wooden leg? You didn't have that before." And the pirate says, "Well, we were in a battle at sea and a cannonball hit me leg, but the surgeon fixed me up. I'm fine, really." And the bartender says, "Yeah, but what about that hook? The last time you were in here, you had both hands." And the pirate says, "Well, we were in another battle and we boarded the enemy ship, and I was in a sword fight and my hand got cut off, but the surgeon fixed me up with this hook and I feel good now, really." And the bartender says, "Oh, well, what about the eye patch? The last time you were in here, you had both eyes." And the pirate says, "Well, one day when we were at sea, some birds were flying over the ship and I looked up and one pooped in my eye." And the bartender says, "So what happened? You couldn't have lost an eye from some bird poop." "Well," says the pirate, "I wasn't really used to me hook yet." That was good, you guys. Oh. Moral of this story is that sometimes Change is painful, right? Especially when we don't know how to work with it. So today, clearly, we are talking about change. And here's the thing about change. We change from an infant to a baby, to a toddler, to an adolescent, to a teenager, to a young adult, to a mature adult, to a senior citizen. We change from a child to a student, to a friend, to a neighbor, to a coworker, to a spouse, to a parent. We change our hairstyles, our hair colors, our residences, our churches, our jobs, our furniture, our cars, our lifestyle, our schools, our friends, sometimes even our spouses. We change our minds, we change our hearts, we change our morals, we change our values, our ideals, and our tastes. The world around us, my friends, it changes all the time, right? We're seeing those changes taking place right now. The seasons change, technology changes. Wow, does technology change, right? Landscapes change, weather patterns we know are changing. The paradox is, the one thing that never changes is that we're gonna experience change, right? It's the one thing that never changes. Yet what do we dread? What do we resist? What do we almost deny exists? Change, right? Yeah. Now, of course, there's many changes that we're so happy that we welcome them into our lives with open arms, right? And so the acronym I have for this, which is also the title of today's talk, is, hold on. Come have a new glorious experience. Come have a new glorious experience, right? These changes were like, yes, this is going to be an amazing thing. So from this book by Jim Rohn called The 5 Major Pieces to the Life Puzzle, he defines that change occurs in 2 ways for us. One of it is out of inspiration. We love the changes that come out of inspiration, right? So success, prosperity, health, things like that, things like getting married, starting a new job. Maybe you're getting ready to go to college or you're opening your own business. Maybe things like having a baby or moving into a new house. These are the kind of changes that we are inspired to do or that inspire us. And these are the changes that may cause a little apprehension because these changes do cause some apprehension, right? A little anxiety of the unknown, but these are the changes that we move to with the attitude, which is, again, the acronym for this change, which is why that slide was after. Come have a new glorious experience. These are the changes that we're excited about and that we're jazzed, and we move into these changes expecting good things, right? We expect good things out of these changes. And we have the changes that come not out of inspiration necessarily, maybe out of desperation or endings, things like that. And these are the changes more that we feel like have been more thrust up on us. These are the changes that sometimes feel like they're against our will and that we feel that we don't have any control over. And we've probably all experienced some of these changes. And sometimes we don't have control over the changes in our lives, like the death of a loved one, a divorce, a job loss, a loss of health, the weather, losing all your money in the stock market, or finding out that your child or a loved one is an addict or is an alcoholic, or your minister is retiring. And these are the changes that don't necessarily feel like, come, have a new glorious experience. And some of these changes, they're painful, and they may feel impossible to overcome. My acronym for this kind of change is CRUD. Here's another negative, god-awful experience. We can relate to this, right? Absolutely. And in many ways, these changes are so big that they feel like a death to us, and they hurt us this much, and they are that painful. And we talked some about this last week with the crucifixion and the resurrection. In Robert Brummett's book, Finding Yourself in Transition, he's a Unity minister, and this is a really good book if you're going through big changes in your life. He says, indeed, every change is a type of death. A death to an old way of living or being. Yet ironically, change, a dying to the old, is one of the defining characteristics of growth. So herein lies the paradox. To live is to grow is to change, and to change is to die to the old. right? And I looked at this, whether we're talking about changes that come out of inspiration or changes that are kind of thrust upon us, it's the same thing. We're still dying to an old way, even if it's changes out of inspiration. So Dr. Roger Teal, in this book, This Life is Joy, said that the biggest challenge with change is that few of us have been given a course on Change 101, right? And how to navigate change. You know, I know I learned by experience how to navigate change, and I failed miserably numerous times when they were big, hard changes in life. And I don't want to say failed, because I don't think we ever fail. It's just that, you know, I got feedback from how I could address change better. So what he says is that change is a birth. Change, my friends, it's always an opportunity for a new beginning. And I look at this with the seasons, and we see that, you know, in the fall, as things start to die off, and then in the winter, things appear to be dead. And then look at what's happening right now. And these things that you thought you'd never see again down there on the earth, all of a sudden, whoosh, they're coming out, but they're coming out in even greater glory than last year, right? And that's the opportunity that we have to tap into as we're all going through this change together, that something is going to emerge that is going to surprise us, that's going to be even better than what we've had up until this point. It really is going to be an amazing thing. Ultimately, I'm seeing your faces, and I think you're not believing me, but I'm especially looking at my friend Dee here, and she's like, don't even try to tell me that right now. So he says, looking at change as a birth, that this immediately challenges us to go beyond the appearances at the level of circumstances, conditions, and happenings, and that, no, we're going back. Yes, this is where we're going. Whew, you've got me all befuddled today, because I'm feeling all the feels, like Mitch said, that the essential concept, number one, is that rather than fixating exclusively on whatever is breaking down, falling away, or ending, this core concept invites us to sense that the universe is always pregnant with possibilities. I love that so much. The universe at this very moment for Unity of Springfield is pregnant with possibilities. Life is forever breathing more of itself. God, the universal spirit, is always revealing newness. It's always revealing that newness, and ours is to tap into that, to hold on to that, and to know that that is, again, exactly what's happening for us here. But he says, yet, there will be times when it is natural and appropriate to grieve the change, especially if it involves a loss, because we do get readily attached to people and things, and it's seldom easy to let them go. So I want to say here that grief is a natural part of this process, my friends. I hear you. I see you. I understand, and I want to honor the grief that many of you are feeling in this process, and especially for those who have been here a long time, but even those who have been here not such a long time. For the person moving on, it's a little bit easier, and that would be me, because I feel like I'm moving on to part 4 of my life. It's not so much chapters, but chapters within the parts. So the first part was infant into young adulthood. Second part for me was marriage into raising my kids. The third part has been this amazing and awesome career that I've gotten to have here at Unity of Springfield. And now I'm stepping into part 4, which is retirement, which is this opportunity that I get to go spend time with my husband and with our kids and our grandkids. And I'm excited about part 4. But I want to acknowledge those of you who are grieving my moving on. And I want you to know that this is the most natural thing in the world, that you're feeling the feelings of this. And I also want you to know that we have a wonderful grief group that meets here on the 2nd and 4th Fridays at 6 p.m. You know, whether you feel like you need some support through this process or through any grief that you're going through, this is a great opportunity to come and help navigate, clearly, as it says, navigating grief. Essential concept number 2. Change is a vehicle for every person's evolution and awakening, for every organization's evolution and awakening. If things remain the same forever in our lives, there would be no impetus for growth, no challenges to evolve our awareness, no resistance to increase our strength, or to develop our capacities. And how many of us can attest to, especially as we look back in our lives and we start connecting the dots, that, oh, all of these changes that occurred in my life, they have actually been so good for me because they have brought me to where I am today. They have grown me, right? So we can trust what is evolving here. And then essential concept number 3 is to create a new and effective relationship with change. It is imperative to cultivate a deep realization that the divine is always conspiring for the highest and best. Do we know this to be true? Yes. Do we know this to be true? Yes, that's where we want to be. It's okay that right now you maybe can't say yes. Right now you want to say, oh. It's okay. The goal is that we want to get there. The divine at this moment is conspiring for our very best. And for anything that you're going through, I want to tell you the divine is conspiring for your very best. Spirit is relentlessly biased on the side of our growth and fulfillment. After all, and hear this, you are a cherished vehicle for God's greater good and more exalted expression. You are that vehicle. Every single one of us is that vehicle. And so this brings us to the acronym for trust, which is what? Totally rely upon Spirit's, ta-da! So as I said, I know that here at Unity of Springfield, we are getting ready to go through some big changes. And I want to share with you because I have had people asking me, well, what's going to happen? Who's going to be here after you leave? We're going to talk about this at our town hall meeting, but I know not everybody is able to attend that. So I want to address this with you now. So for a while, we're going to have guest speakers. And when the church is financially able, then what we will do is we will hire what's called a transitional consultant who has been trained by Unity Worldwide Ministries specifically for this kind of a thing to help us through this change in leadership. Now, transitional consultants work with the ministries that are undergoing a leadership change, and I just said that, they assist us. They serve in temporary minister assignments, so do not get attached to your transitional consultant because they do not want to be a full-time minister. They're here to help us transition through. This can be a full-time thing. It can be a part-time thing. It can be in person. It can be virtual. And it just is going to vary in length for what the ministry needs. So what they're going to do is they're going to come in and they're going to want to interview you. They want to interview the congregation. They're going to interview the staff. They're going to interview the board. And they will make recommendations on things. They will have the community look at our core values, vision, and mission statement and say, does this still align with who we are? And they will probably speak here twice a month. Then, when the ministry is ready to hire a minister, Unity Worldwide Ministries will start accepting applications, and they will accept applications that are in alignment with Unity of Springfield. So we're not attracting somebody, or we're not getting somebody who isn't as passionate as we are maybe about social justice issues or human rights, or, taking care of our unsheltered friends, or the fact that we, really care about our earth and want to promote doing things that are good for our earth. They want to make sure whoever comes to us is in alignment with who we are. So, there are numerous progressive churches here in Springfield, but Unity is the only ministry that teaches the principles that we teach. And there are 2 Unity churches in Springfield. There's one on the west side, actually, that we live really close to, and there's one in Branson, and there's one in Joplin. So here's what I want to say to you. Please don't leave because I'm not here. Please don't leave. This is not the church, you're here because of me. We're here because we love this message, because this message has changed our lives, right? Absolutely. Become, and remember that I want to encourage you to have an open mind and an open heart to be spiritually fed by the various speakers that are going to come in to speak, because they're going to be excited to share with you what they have to share with you. Here's the thing, you guys, nobody's going to be me. because I'm me. And nobody else can be me. And that's okay, because there are so many talented people out there that are ready and excited to share this message that will change lives with all of us and the people who are ready to come into the ministry. Become a part of the committees that help guide the direction of this ministry. There are plenty of volunteer opportunities. Step up to volunteer within the ministry. And here's what I'm going to tell you. When you volunteer, you expand your spiritual family. How many of us can attest to that? Because when we volunteer, we get to know people differently than just seeing them on Sunday morning saying, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. We actually get to talk to each other. We get to know about each other's lives. So volunteer in whatever ways that you can. And please, please, please support this ministry financially. At this point, my friends, we are looking at having to cut our staff's payroll. And that breaks my heart. How would you like to have a cut in your salary? How would you like to have your lifestyle affected? Not good, right? But that's where we're at, is we're having to look at that right now. So I'm going to ask you, what is the value that you receive here? This is my church. Even though I can't be here for a while after I retire, I'm going to be here. I'll be watching online. I can still come to events, but you know what's going to be here every week? My love offering. My love offering is going to be here every week, even when I am not here. The one thing that really helps us is knowing that your donation is going to be here. What I do is I have it set up through my bank. So it automatically comes every week, so that the ministry knows what it can count on. So if you have that opportunity to do that, I encourage you to do that. When I look at churches that have campuses all around, I'm just like, we drive around and we're like, oh my gosh, another campus, which is great. And generally those churches are going to teach tithing 10%, and there's kind of a guilt to that. We don't teach guilt here, but what we do teach, my friends, is we teach conscious giving. And part of conscious giving is that we get to choose to give to what we want to see grow and expand. That is spirit moving through us. You know, the money is just an energy. And the reality is that as we give, so we receive. It's the moment that we are giving, we are receiving the blessing of it. But we want to give with the consciousness, and I do this all the time. I can never outgive God. My good will never be withheld from me. And you know, my good has never been withheld. Because I know that God is my source. God is our source. But God works through each and every one of us. Through each of us. And money is an important part of ministry. Like it or not, we can't have the lights on, we can't do the things that we do, we can't pay our staff if we don't have plenty of money flowing into this ministry. I want this ministry to grow and expand. And that's why I'm going to continue to give. Thank God for the generations that have come before us to make sure that this ministry was here when you and I walked through these doors, right? And here's what I'm going to say. We did teach 10% tithing back in the day very strongly. And it's a wonderful tool, but we found that many people were not able to keep up with that consciousness because it's about the consciousness. Give 5%, but stretch a little bit, but stand in that knowing of what you're giving from, and that you're giving to something that you want to see grow and expand. We have an important message here at Unity of Springfield that is literally life-changing. So let's come together in big ways to support this ministry. And I also want to encourage you to put Unity of Springfield in your will or your trust. Put Unity of Springfield in your life insurance. When I first started working here 30 years ago, within a short time, we got a bequest for it was about $215,000. And thank God for that, because that got us through about 10 years here in this ministry. Throughout the years, we've had bequests anywhere from $1,000, again, to Tom Long, a few years ago. And thank God, because that's what's gotten us through. So I just want to encourage you to put Unity of Springfield in, that after you pass away, you're still giving. And if you have ideas for other avenues of income, talk to the board. I mean, look at what happened just in these last few weeks. Between the yard sale, between Planet Unity and now the boutique, that was like $10,000 on the Planet Unity, $6,000 on the yard sale, $900. Almost $17,000 in 2 weeks came into this ministry because of ideas and because of leadership. And please step up in leadership. We cannot expect Lisa Landrigan to take on every project. She's good. This change is hard. I know it is. And I want you to feel whatever it is that you need to feel. But remember that every ending, it is a new beginning. That we are planting the seeds now of what we want for our ministry with our thoughts and our words. So please be aware of the words that you're speaking. Can we all expect something together that is greater than even our wildest imaginings? Can we do that? Can we speak about that? Then, oh my gosh, I'm envisioning this ministry attracting the most amazing leader that will lead us all to the next version of Unity of Springfield that we will all love, because the universe is pregnant with possibilities. Let's call in a dynamic, loving, kind, compassionate leader whose messages move us deeply, who is authentic and cares about the things that we care about. And let's see Unity of Springfield growing first in consciousness, then in numbers, both with people and financially. And let us see Unity of Springfield as being a mighty force of good for this community, for the community at large, and ultimately for the world. Because, my friends, we're doing this together. Even though I'm leaving, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here with you. And we can do this together, right? Totally rely upon Spirit's ta-da! Namaste. Namaste. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And I'm bringing more Kleenex next week. So we do have this opportunity now in our service to support Unity of Springfield financially. So I'm going to invite you to take your gifts in your hands. If you give online, you give some other way, bring the energy of your gift into your hands and into your heart, and let's bless it with our blessing. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and thank you, God.
All right, let's get these announcements rolling. So tonight we have meditation at 6 p.m. and it is open to everyone. We also have the Unity Drum Circle this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. They meet the first and third Thursday of each month, and all are welcome to join in, even guitar players. There will be a 9:15 adult education class next Sunday. There will be no adult education class next Sunday, May the 4th. That's the 9:15 class, not the 4th. And then next Sunday, right after the service, we will have our Friendship Sunday potluck and quarterly town hall meeting. Please sign up in the foyer with what food you plan to bring. The board and the staff will be present to bring you up to date regarding our present status with all the changes taking place. And we're not going to do like we did the last town hall meeting, no throwing stuff. You know what I'm talking about, Rick. I'm looking at you. You too, Karen. Don't laugh. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone is invited to join us for Sue's retirement party on May the 10th from 4 to 7 p.m. This will be a come and go event, and please RSVP by, again, signing up in the foyer. We are just one of the few places in Springfield with the no barrier access for folks who are experiencing food insecurity. Anyone who needs food can access our community cupboard without needing any documentation such as ID or proof of income. Our community cupboard is stocked by donations. Please consider picking up a few extra items next time you're shopping or donate money, and we'll send someone to shop. I don't come to the church often. I maybe come here during the daytime once every month or two, something like that, and I often see people utilizing that community cupboard. Please grab something. When you're at the store, just grab something to put in there. But I will say, listen, no canned beets, and once again, no creamed corn. People, we're better than that. No canned beets, no creamed corn. I don't care what you can, no creamed corn. Please save the dates. The Community Through Music is back this summer. On the last Saturday each month, from May through September, we will have local artists performing at our outdoor stage right there. So please bring a chair and join us for our first concert, which will be May the 31st at 7 p.m. John has assured me it's not just him with different wigs this year. Did a great job last year, though. It was good. It was good. Yeah, it was very nice. Very nice. And please mark your calendar for June 14th. Unity of Springfield will have a booth at this year's Pride Fest celebration. We will have more details coming soon. Now, it's not in my announcements, but I do see, oh, it is in my announcements. Amy has a special announcement. Well, there you go, Amy.
We've held you captive this morning. No, we've got a captive audience. We have ushered Sue out the door because what I need to talk about is this retirement gathering for our lovely Sue Baggett-Day. And we have a committee of people that are putting together a party. We have a lovely gift picked out for her, which I'm not going to say right now because if she watches the live stream, then it will ruin the surprise. So come talk to one of us if you want to know what it is. We're happy to share. We're just not going to share on here. We also are doing a plaque that we can hang in the church to commemorate her years of service. And then, like I said, the gathering. So we need about $1,200 to do the gathering that we would like, including the gift, the plaque, the food, all the things, and we're about halfway there. So if you are inclined to help us out with that, with the party, please see me or Lisa. We're going to be standing in the back. We'll take cash, we'll take checks, we'll take cards. Or you can do online. If you do, just please put Sue in the comment line so we know that that's what your intention is to go towards the party. And then we hope to see everybody at the party so that we can really celebrate her. She has served this church 30 years altogether, and 20 of that has been as our spiritual leader. So let's show her our deep appreciation and have an event that is worthy of the 30 years of service to this organization. And then also, Mary wanted me to say that tomorrow night at the board meeting, it's going to be Sue's last board meeting with Unity of Springfield. And so if there's any former board members who want to come to the meeting at 6:15, and they're going to do a little special show of gratitude. It says you don't have to stay for the whole meeting unless you want to, but please reach out to any former board members you know as well on Facebook that aren't here this morning and extend the invitation to them as well. So again, Lisa and I will be in the back after service if you want to come see us to donate some energy to the party. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. All right. Well, if you please stand and join us in our prayer for protection. Together now. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.